New Scotland Yard, London, England, an address that is known worldwide. Headquarters of the Metropolitan Police, guardians of the capital city against crime. In the marbled lobby, an eternal flame burns in memory of those members of the civil staff who have given their lives in both world wars, together with a book of honour in which is recorded the names of police officers who have lost their lives in the course of duty. And in a quiet corner of the building, a place where legend becomes fact that I would like to tell you about. But it is for the Deputy Commissioner to invite you in.
Here in the Yard is one of the police museums that many have heard of, but few have visited. It's an unusual museum and started life in 1875, when it was decided to keep certain items of property seized in connection with crime to instruct the young detectives of the then relatively new Detective Department of Scotland Yard. It was not too long before the press gave this collection of somewhat macabre artifacts the unofficial title of the Black Museum. And so it's remained over the years, exhibiting the darker side of human nature, instructing the professional policeman and the lawyer, and intriguing the layman by its very name and remoteness. We've never opened the doors of the Black Museum to the general public, and all visits have been by way of invitation and always highly prized. The exhibits range from the apparently insignificant to the spectacular, and from the hardly known to the infamous, whose names are known throughout the world. They have in common one thing: supreme importance to the history of crime and the criminal, as you will see.
Charing Cross train station, London as it is today. But let me take you back to 1:50 p.m. Friday the 6th of May 1927. The trunk is deposited in the left luggage office. By Monday, the bad odour coming from it persuades the porter to send for the police. A constable attends and opens it. Inside, 5 parts of a woman, arms and legs having been severed at shoulder and hip. Each part wrapped in an article of clothing. The head in a tea towel. The hunt for a murderer is on, and the vital piece of evidence is here in the museum, a small glass jar containing a matchstick. But back to the trunk and its grisly contents. Some of the clothing carries laundry marks and a name tab. Within 24 hours, the police have identified the victim, 36-year-old Mrs. Minnie Alice Bonati, estranged from her husband, a known prostitute, last seen alive in Sydney Street, Chelsea, between 3:45 and 4 p.m. on Wednesday, the 4th of May. Newspaper publicity about the trunk murder brought forth vital witnesses. First, a taxi driver who recognised the trunk and recalled picking up a fare at an office block in Rochester Row opposite the police station, helping to load the heavy trunk and then driving to Charing Cross station. A bootblack or shoeshine boy saw a man departing in another taxi toss a piece of paper out of the window. He picked it up, and for some reason he kept it. It was the receipt for the trunk. But detectives, although able to pinpoint the exact time it was left, were still no nearer finding the man who had left it, with its ghastly contents. But then came a breakthrough. The victim's head was wrapped in this tea towel. When it was washed, a name tab showed the name Greyhound. Detectives traced it to the Greyhound Hotel in Hammersmith. Working there, they found a Mrs. Robinson, whose husband, or so she thought, he was in fact already married, had an office at number 86 Rochester Row. But neither the taxi driver or the porter, nor even the shopkeeper who sold the trunk, it had been traced to a shop in Brixton, was able to identify John Robinson. And he, of course, denied all knowledge of Minnie Bonati or what had happened to her, until a search of his office, which had been recently thoroughly cleaned, produced the one tiny item that had been missed: a matchstick, wedged in the lattice work of the wastepaper basket. On the matchstick, a smear of blood, the same blood group as Minnie Bonati. Confronted with the fact, John Robinson confessed, was tried, found guilty, and hanged at Pentonville Prison in the early morning of the 12th of August 1927. The exhibits that brought him to justice now repose in the Black Museum.